Welcome to my channel. Let's talk about something most people would rather not admit, even though it's sitting quietly in the corners of almost every life: loneliness. Now, loneliness isn't just a personal issue, it's global. East, West, rich, poor, doesn't matter. It's the one pain that doesn't always leave a visible scar. If someone breaks a leg, people rush to help. But if someone is emotionally empty, they could be smiling, laughing, even hosting dinner, and still be aching inside. We live in cultures, especially in more traditional or Eastern societies, where everything is done because of reputation, because of family, because of what the neighbors might say. Half of life runs on that word. We attend gatherings we don't enjoy, stay in relationships that drain us, and fake smiles just because it would be awkward not to. But here's the thing: loneliness doesn't care about appearances. It doesn't care if you have 3 kids, a spouse, or a booming career. You can feel completely alone, right in the middle of a crowd. And funny enough, sometimes people choose to be alone, especially younger folks. You know, the ones experimenting with freedom, late-night decisions, and questionable hairstyles. They move out, claim independence, do their thing, only to realize freedom can come with a side of echo. Then there's the kind of loneliness that comes from heartbreak, the kind that makes people say, "I need time to myself." But let's be honest, very few are truly built for solitude. People aren't designed to be completely alone. Even if someone says they're enjoying their solo time, their Netflix account will reveal just how often they've rewatched those romantic comedies. The irony? We often run from bad relationships straight into isolation, and then realize that being alone isn't always peaceful. It can be soul-nibbling. Loneliness isn't just quiet. It's noisy in all the wrong ways. It whispers doubts, amplifies insecurities, and turns silence into thunder. Now, society loves to throw solutions at us like motivational confetti. Just think positive. Go for a hike. Join a pottery class. Sounds good, but try telling that to someone who can barely get out of bed. Or someone who's over 60 with knees that creak like haunted floorboards. Some say, money isn't everything. True. But try being broke and lonely. A good mood is easier to find with a comfortable couch, warm food, and a cat that doesn't judge your life choices. Speaking of cats, yes, pets have become emergency therapy for the lonely. A dog, a cat, sometimes a bird, even a turtle. They fill that emotional gap. They listen, they snuggle, and they never interrupt your rants. For many, that furry companion is more emotionally available than half the people in their contact list. But let's not pretend that loneliness only happens when you're single. One of the most painful kinds of loneliness? 2-person loneliness. When someone lies next to you in bed but feels 1,000 miles away. When there's silence in the room, not because no one's talking, but because no one's really listening. Some stay in these silent relationships out of fear. Fear of starting over. Fear of being alone. Fear of what society might say. And sometimes out of habit. Out of the ever-present because. Then there are the bold moments when someone finally decides, enough is enough, I deserve peace. They cut ties with someone toxic, pat themselves on the back, and then wake up at 3 a.m. questioning if they did the right thing. Because now, the toxicity is gone, but so is the presence. And sometimes, that absence feels heavier than the chaos ever did. We're constantly told to surround ourselves with good energy, cut off toxic people, block and delete. And yes, boundaries are healthy. But it's also worth remembering that not everyone needs to be blocked. Some just need understanding, a little space, or maybe a cup of tea and a nap. Sometimes we act fast, too fast, and by the time we cool down, we've already deleted, unfollowed, and burned a few bridges. Then we look around and realize it's quieter than we thought it would be. What's even more painful than loneliness That deep feeling of being without anyone, not just being alone, but having no one to call when the world feels too heavy. Not having someone to say, "Hey, wanna grab tea?" or "Walk with me, I need to talk." The smallest things suddenly feel like the biggest luxuries. And it's hard, because life isn't a list of simple steps. Sometimes it's financial stress, sometimes it's health, sometimes it's just the logistics. Finding a friend who's free at the same time, who lives close enough, who actually wants to hang out, and isn't just going to flake out because they had to wash their curtains. It gets even harder with age. Energy changes, bodies hurt, friends become busy or move away. And despite all the advice out there, just go out more. Meet new people. It's not that simple. But here's the twist. Sometimes, loneliness teaches us how to grow. When there's no one to call, we learn to stand. When there's no one to rely on, we discover strength we never knew we had. We learn to navigate, to survive, and eventually, to thrive. Still, let's be real. Growth is good, but everyone deserves connection. Everyone deserves that one person they can call at any hour and say, "Come sit with me, my heart's a little tired." So no, loneliness isn't just a phase. It's a complex reality. And while it can't always be cured with a hobby or a pet, we can try to be that safe place for someone else. Maybe a friend, maybe a sibling, maybe even a stranger who just needs someone to say, "I see you." And if you're out there feeling this right now, I hope you know you're not invisible. You're not alone in your loneliness. So maybe, just maybe, the next time someone calls and says, "Want to grab a tea?" say yes. Thanks for listening. If this spoke to you in any way, don't forget to subscribe. And if you feel like it, leave a comment. You never know who might feel a little less lonely because of your words.